Right, I was at the end of my live stream last week while I was remote, and I noticed that the 12.4, as soon as I went to 20 metres, 12.4 had gone, yet it was working moments before. So our ability to think through problems is quite important. This is a new antenna, I've just rebuilt it, so I don't think it's the antenna that's at fault. We haven't gone out to have a look yet, but if you think it through, what we've got here is a radio. I've got a piece of coax going to an amplifier on my left, near my left foot here. Then it goes through the wall, out to a box outside with a connector, all the way along under the ground to the next cabinet, where it jumps through to the Genius 8x2 switch. Now, I'm fairly certain that the switch is working, and I haven't fried the relay, because when I change bands, I can physically hear a click on the relay. So I think, thinking through this, logically, what we've probably got is somewhere between the output port of the Genius and the bottom of the antenna. Sounds like a patch cable, the coax, SO239, PL259s, something like that. So I need to grab some test equipment and go outside and have a look. I will take a multimeter. I've got my box of test gear here, so... That's an old SWR come metery thing. Right, that's in there because I know it must work, so we'll need that. We'll take a dummy load and a stick. What I'd like to do is actually connect the dummy load to where the 12.4 comes off and come back in here and transmit on it. The reason being is that I want to completely eliminate the Genius switch. So we'll do that. No, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Right, let's get outside. I'm just unscrewing the 12.4, which is on some Berry Flex coax, and that goes to the base of that antenna. Go back inside. You got to remember, I'm under normal circumstances, I'd go straight to the bottom of the antenna. What I don't want to do is wiggle something around, accidentally fix it, and then not be able to identify the problem. So by eliminating the antenna switch, then all we know it must be the coax, the connectors, or the SO239. Right, moment of truth. Shall I record that for you? So, on, for instance, take that off. 40 metre fan dipole, when I hit a 15 watt carrier, we've got an SWR top left here, just under 2 to 1. It's a fan dipole. I never bothered fixing it because the amplifier doesn't care about 2 to 1 SWR. It will eventually be fixed. So for instance, if I go to, I haven't got anything else actually on 40 metres I can show you, but anyway. So now we go to the signature 12.4, okay, that's top left of the switch, well, top of the switch. And now I've got an SWR of zilch up here, top left. So that's good, so that proves that the switch works. All we've got to do is either replace the coax or find out which end of the connector is broken. So it's either open circuit or a short circuit. So I'll take the multimeter and the analyzer. Well, we'll just put, where I've attached the dummy load now, I'll swap it around, put the multimeter on the end of the coax. Because our ability to think through a problem and fix it in a hammer radio is important. Now, naturally, we've all got quite a good way of doing that. So, for instance, if you've ever had a car that won't start, you think to yourself, well, is the battery flat? So you might quickly check if the battery's flat. If you're turning the ignition and you're just getting a click, you know there's some voltage there, but it could be the battery or it could be the starter motor. Chances are, if it's just getting a click, probably going to be the battery. So you test the battery, then you go to the starter motor. So it's a case of just thinking these through, isn't it? I mean, you've probably had an experience where, and because I have as well, where you've got your knickers in a twist, right? And you've made an assumption and gone to the wrong place. Normally, that's because you haven't actually thought it through. So, for instance, Stu on his channel, G5STU, he's been rebuilding a FT101E. And it's a case of, you know, you start off at where the power comes in and you work out where it's supposed to be flowing and where it's not flowing. Right, slightly silhouetted here, but anyway, I'm going to take the dummy load off this patch lead. We don't need the patch lead, God, or the dummy load now. So the 12.4 comes to here. Now, because I've been fiddling at the bottom of the antenna end, I don't think this end is going to be bad. We're not going to know where it's bad at the moment, just by, you'll be able to hear if we've got a short. So here we go. Short or open circuit? Short. Okay, so let's plug this one back in. No, we'll leave it there actually. Let's go to the bottom of the antenna now. I need a piece of wire. So what I'm going to do now is short this end out. Just seen, I've got an old ground plate here. Oh, and I can ground the center conductor. So that's shorted now. So we'll take the patch lead off the other end and we should have continuity. I'm going too fast thinking about it. See, that's me getting my knickers in a twist. What we need to do is go to the base of the antenna and see if the SO239 is shorted or something. So, right, it's definitely shorted. Take that off. If it's not shorted, it's the cable. Right, so it's definitely the cable, and I'll bet you if I wiggle it, it will stop. The trouble is, you need 3 hands for this. It stopped. So that's no good, is it? Well, that needs replaced. But it's temporarily fixed because I've wiggled it, which is what I was worried about. Is it still shorted? No. Oh, that was me. Okay. So we'll either make a new one up or take the end off that one. All we need to do now is change that plug over. But I've tracked it down and it was not this. And I'm glad it wasn't this because that was very expensive. And it's possible that I could have hot switched while I was transmitting between the dipole and that thing. And that would have been a bit of a disaster, to be frank with you. Well, let's plug it all back together and see if it still works by the time we get into the shack. Oh, sheep are coming through. They're looking very, I was about to say yellow. They're quite yellow. Why would the sheep be so yellow? I've never seen them this yellow before. Have they just had a dip or something, I wonder? I'll just give my special sheep call. Hang on. Meh. Unlike cows, they're not that inquisitive, so they just wander off, look. Just in case they think I might eat them. Meh. Hello. Hello, sheep. Remarkable little things, aren't they? And they taste blooming nice as well. I meant to say I've got an update on this tower I want to put in here. I shall make a video about that shortly. So it occurred to me while I was in Cornwall with the laptop and the headset, and I'm remote, you know, back to here, back to Holly Farm, because that's when I noticed this whole thing started to break. Is that because I've got a Wi-Fi cum router cell phone thing in my car, we got it first, so on field days we've got reliable internet connection. Does that mean I could put the laptop on the seat? I've left the stick out there. I could stick the laptop on the seat, pick a frequency, say 7.175, drive along with a headset, calling CQ. And the question is, would I be mobile, remote and portable? I'm not quite sure. All right, see if I've made anything worse or better here. I'm on receive at the moment. If I hit this button, I'll transmit 15 watts. So we'll do that. SWR, I think you can see here, is diddly squat. So, not fixed, because we know it's intermittent. Right, well, that fix lasted about 5 minutes. I think we'll just go and get the coax, bring it in, and fix it in here. We could fix it outside, but it's a hassle, isn't it? This is really quite amazing. I mean, this is just, I haven't moved this for about 6 months, and it's, oh hell. Jeez. Just as well it's called berry flex, isn't it? It's too long anyway. Whoa, that's some mess. I bet you it won't work now. So my problem is that these always come with 18mm slots. And I don't have an 18mm spanner, so I have to hold it without crushing it, if you know what I mean, and then undo this. That's a 19, you see. I mean, you can just about do it with a 19, depending on how tight it was. In my case, not very. Alright, let's go to, does that just pull out then? Well, hey, where's the dead short then? Interesting. Why am I reading 2 megaohms? Oh, not anymore. That's probably my fingers. Now I don't understand, because to be honest, oh.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Yeah, okay. Doesn't look very good at all, that, does it? So that's been pulled out of this. Alright, I think we just cut this off. It's definitely got moisture inside, which is my fault, I know. So this is interesting. If we go from one end to the other then. Yeah, so it's not a dead short, it's open circuit. That's what's happened. I think that end's alright. This has been out. The thing is, the jacket gets pulled, you know what I mean? By idiots like me. I can't see any braid touching this. So in fact, if we hammered that back in, oh, too late now. Oh, I can't be asked to replace it, but I know I have to. All right, don't judge, but I've hacked this because I'm going to be replacing all the coax in the field anyway. I just can't be bothered to do it right now with this one. But all I did is I put it in a vise and I put it in a vise and just rammed the earth thing, you know, further down. So I'm going to do a bit more now. So it's made contact, and I will show you the just a temporary fix. Okay, I mean it's not very good, but you can probably see I've now got actually a bit of a gap instead of an enormous gap. So I'm getting contact between the ground of this bit and the strands that are in here. So this black stuff had shrinked, probably because I've been pulling it. Yes, there was a bit of powdery shit in there, but that's okay. I mean, I'm just gonna give it a little clean. That'll be fine. It'll be fine for a couple of months anyway. And because I might be putting some LDF 450 or EcoFlex 15 because I've got that knocking around. This might be too long now for this. What's going to happen now? Is this all going to go completely wrong? It might work. Yeah. Well, I just check continuity still between one earth and the other earth. I will show you. .0, so 0.1 of an ohm, nothing. All right, so I just need to tighten this up. I've just noticed, I don't know if you can see, but the rubber sealing gasket there is gone. You know, I'm not blaming Messi and Poloni because I blame myself for everything. It's normally my fault. Okay, I've got a 30-meter run actually. It's about 100 foot of EcoFlex 15. They'd never been used, and I was nearly thinking, oh, I'll do that, but hello, we'll do a temporary fix now, and then when we do the 4 square and a quad, we've got a whole load of coax runs to do out there. Maybe we'll stick some LDF 450, who knows. Not too tight, just enough. This is only going to last a couple of months. It'll fail again probably. If Stefano at Messi and Poloni sees this, he'll have a head fit. If I get things wrong, he always emails me. But anyway, I mean, even if it just works for a couple of weeks, to be honest, because I'd like to make up some of that. Maybe I'll ask Stefano if he does a 15 or a 13 or 14 or 15 mil coax. I can't remember what it is, but it's the heavier duty stuff. Let's put this on anyway and fire some RF through it. I might even make it straight this time. Oh, don't tell me I need self-amalgamating tape. Well, if I get a few days out of it, that's fine. It'll just have to leak. Let's lock up here. Put a couple of carriers out. I need to learn how to use a VNA to work out, you know, the end of a piece of coax, that sort of thing, because I don't know how to do that. So next time, say Jonathan or Mike's up, we'll sit down, we'll create some faults, if you know what I mean, and see if we can fix them. Oh, and there's Lockie, M7LKI.
Hello.
You alright up the stairs there, Wend?
Tidy Brothers have stopped trading.
Tidy Brothers? Oh, right. I'm just here to say hello and to prove to people that you exist. I need to boot up the ACOM amplifier. Alright, so I got it all fired up. We've got the ACOM software from James, M0YOM, ACOM Director, top left. I'm on the signature, and I've just done some tests. So I'm going to squirt in 39 watts on 80 meters. So that seems to be alright. And I'll just make sure I'm not getting in the way of anybody on a daytime antenna. That'll do. AM. Okay. I'm just gonna do the once a year tune. That's all it needs. Right, so that's 15 watts, giving us 400 out. When the tubes were new, that was you got more, 5 watts. Right, let's go up to about 50 watts. See what blows up. Alright. I don't know what the worst band would be, if you know what I mean. AM. FM, doesn't matter really, is it? That's okay. Alright, well, we're not getting an arc fault now. What about 28? Where's the best tune? I don't want to go super high SWR, very high power. Alright, that's okay. Alright, so we appear to be working now. For a couple of weeks anyway. I can't remember what the moral of the story is here. If it's broke, kind of fix it. And will it do? You know, and for me it'll do, because that coax is on and off, you know, all the blooming time. The whole antenna's coming down shortly because I've got to put the 18 metre up. So, you know, it's just a state of flux. I do need a little cabinet there with a termination point to put a little pigtail in. But that's what I mean. There's a lot of changes happening. Before I go, I'm in a bit of a subscriber war with a friend of mine. If this is the 4th, 5th, 6th time you watch one of my videos, do I now finally deserve a subscribe button hit thing? All right? If not, it's not my problem. May the force be with you. I'll see you on the next video, which is, well, there's a previous video coming up here. But in the meantime, see you next time. Bye for now.